Hello viewers, welcome to National Focus. I'm your presenter Tarnia Green. It's always a pleasure to have you join us. Among the major developments, Dominican delegation to participate in Rio Plus 20 summit, additional contractors to work on airport road project, and Grand 4 Road made safer and wider. We'll bring you the details of these and other stories when National Focus returns. Stay with us. Welcome back. Time now for the details of the news. A 4-man delegation left Dominica for Brazil on Monday to attend the Rio Plus 20 summit. The delegation includes Minister for the Environment, Honorable Dr. Kenneth Daru, Energy Minister, Honorable Rayburn Blackmore, Dominica's Ambassador to the United Nations, His Excellency Vince Henderson, and Head of the Environmental Coordinating Unit, Lloyd Pascal. The summit, which is officially known as the UN Conference on Sustainable Development, is being held 20 years after the hosting of the first Earth Summit. The Dominican delegation will present the National Climate Resilience Strategy at the summit, which begins on Tuesday.
The experts have shown that small island developing states such as ours are those most likely or those most vulnerable to the effects of climate change, and for a number of reasons. Number one, we can start with our fragile economies. Small economies such as ours are less equipped to deal with the ravaging effects of climate change. And I mean, we have seen this here in Dominica for the past couple of years. Back in 2010, we suffered this severe drought, probably the worst in the nation's history, and we can remember the impact it had on the agricultural sector. Last year, we had some erratic weather patterns last year, where we saw flooding on the west coast, things that were unheard of before in Dominica's history, given its terrain. We saw damage to our road, resulting in millions and millions of dollars. And now recovery efforts, money that will go to the recovery efforts after these erratic weather patterns. Of course, money that will probably earmarked for new development now has to be used in rebuilding method. So we can see that alone can show the significant, because we have to get the money after the storms to clear up. I mean, we have to get the money to help the fishermen who lost their boat during the storm. We have to get the money to repair the roads, the bridges, etc. So what this does is it hinders new development. It stalls, it stagnates the whole process of new development, because the money will now then have to be used towards. And as I said, we mentioned the effect on agriculture, fisheries, all of this. Okay, so as I said, the science and the experts have shown that our small islands are the most vulnerable because of our fragile economy. It also means that a lot of our people are dependent on the whole environment, the land, the marine resource, and these are the things that are going to be impacted by climate change. So that by itself makes it very, very important.
In more news, Minister for Information, Telecommunications and Constituency Empowerment, Honorable Ambrose George, has reiterated the importance of the annual report of the Eastern Caribbean Telecommunications Authority, ECTEL. Speaking to GIS News last week about the details of the 2011-2012 report, Honorable George explained that it provides an ideal review of the regional telecommunications sector.
The report is aimed at informing the policymakers and other interested parties on the status and performance of the sector for the reporting period. The electronic communication sector covers telecommunications and broadcast services.
The annual Electronic Telecommunications Sector Review is published by ECTEL and tracks the performance of the electronic communications sector. Experts use a number of economic and statistical indicators, including sector revenue, investment, and service penetration. In other news, Prime Minister Honorable Roosevelt Skerrit took time out his busy schedule on Monday to interact with preschoolers from the Testimonial Preschool of Paybush. As part of the school's end-of-year program, these preschoolers, who will leave their early childhood learning center on July 1st, got the opportunity to engage the Prime Minister in conversation.
What's your school called? Testimonial Preschool. Excellent. And what's your teacher's name?
Miss Francois.
Oh, Miss Francois. Whoa. Who has questions for me?
Me.
Ah. Okay, that's any question.
Me.
Go ahead.
Ask your question. Ask your
Go ahead.
question.
Go ahead.
Ask your question, Shanti.
Okay.
Last time I see all you polygy, and I see all you.
So you saw us. Okay. Where was that? Where you saw me?
On the G.
Where was I? Where? Which village?
Tibo.
Tibo. Okay. Okay. That's your son?
Yeah.
Yeah. Good. Who else has questions for me?
Me.
Please. Go ahead.
I see you.
You saw me? Where you saw me?
On my TV.
On your TV. Okay. Nice.
And I see you.
You saw me? Okay.
On my computer.
On the computer.
The Prime Minister affirmed his government's commitment to early childhood education. He stated that these are the most critical years in a child's learning foundation.
Well, it's very nice seeing you, and thanks for visiting me. I promise to return the visit to your school, okay, as soon as possible. And also say to the parents that we will be helping the school so that every child in Paybush and every child in Jordan and every child in Tibo can attend preschool. Preschool is important, and we will be covering a bulk of the costs associated with the school, so that every child has to be at school irrespective of who the child is and so forth, and whether the parents can pay for the fees or not. I mean, parents will have to make a small contribution because we have to take responsibility for children's education, but the government will certainly help in a huge way in addressing that particular challenge, because at their age it's important that they all attend school, because if they do not attend preschool, it's going to be difficult for them to catch up when they get to primary school. So the good head start is very important.
Students of the testimonial preschool recited scriptures for the Prime Minister and also serenaded him with song.
That for this is right, I can do all things through Christ who strengthens me. Be kind one to another, tender-hearted, forgiving one another. In the beginning, God created the heaven and the earth. Who made the twinkling stars? Our Father God.
The Prime Minister was then implored by one of the youngsters to attend their graduation ceremony.
Graduation is when? The 1st
of July.
1st of July.
Yes.
1st of July. Yeah, these days are very tight because of so many things. I will come. I promise I'll come. 1st of July, I'll come to your graduation. So you all going to primary school? Some of you? Some.
The little ones, not the big one.
Okay.
The big one's going in big.
Big school. Okay. Okay. Or the Paybush Primary School? Okay.
Yes.
Excellent. Very good.
After which, the Prime Minister committed to making a personal contribution towards the prizes for the graduation ceremony scheduled to take place in July. Prime Minister Honorable Roosevelt Skerritt reminded the youngsters of a few things they should always do.
We have to pray every day, eh? Okay? Right. We have to pray every day. And we have to read every day. All right? We have to read every day. Yes, boy. You have to read every day, boy. You have to read every day, boy. Oh, tickle you if you don't read every day. You have to read every day. All right. And we have to respect each other.
That's right.
And be nice to each other.
And be nice. Yes, you have to be nice to each other. And we have to share with each other too.
The testimonial preschool serves the communities of Paybush, Dodan, and Tibo. Anastasia Uzeb, or Ma Topi of La Plaine, is Dominica's newest centenarian. GIS's Jana Hector spoke with Ma Topi and has this report.
This island must hold the secret to longevity. Yet another daughter of the soil has turned 100, making her the 15th centenarian in Dominica for 2012. Anastasia Beldrina Uzeb, better known as Ma Topi of La Plaine, celebrated her 100th birthday at the La Plaine Catholic Church on July 15th. At first glance, Ma Topi looks frail, but upon a closer look, her face reveals an intelligence and strength that belies her age. She sat peacefully in the front row, observing the church service in her honor, smiling all the while as Father Grell spoke of his admiration for her vigor. Although he's right, vigorous seems an understatement when describing the Ma Topi that was celebrated on that day. Ma Topi, surrounded by the friends and family members who crammed the church, looked stoically ahead as the service wore on, only shedding discreet tears when her priest declared that God will reward her for her faithfulness. Father Grell opined that to make the most of life, one should accept growing older and do so gracefully. He felt that birthdays are opportunities to give thanks.
My dear brothers and sisters, every given day is already blessed by Almighty God. And every given birthday is indeed a gift given to us by God.
After the birthday song was sung for her, towards the end of the service, this is what she had to say.
I was born 1912. Mon misère, mon père sans pas mon misère, bon Dieu, il tient moi pour aujourd'hui 100 years. On s'est demandé de vivre assez pour moi ça repentir. Moi commandé tout le monde qui est à l'église là. Si y en a pas mis ça monter jamais faire un petit bagage pour moi commander pardon. J'enfants mon père 10 enfants. Si et dès qu'il a actuellement grands enfants là, si on senti maman, je t'ai jamais dit quelque chose qui est français, je commande pardon. Et si moi-même, j'ai changé, je fait quelque chose qui est wrong, je commande pardon. Bon, ça, messieurs, dames, aujourd'hui, je suis arrivé certain ici. Merci, bon Dieu, je remercie tout le monde qui est à l'église. Merci, bon Dieu, tout ça qui supporte moi, supporte les enfants pour m'arriver ici aujourd'hui. Merci, bon Dieu. Amazing grace.
Ma Topi sat with me at her birthday reception at the La Plaine Agricultural Center and told me her story. Obviously, I couldn't resist asking what her first thoughts were when she awoke on the day she became a centenarian. Ma Topi said, "I thank God that I finally became a woman." She also felt that she can now rest from hard work.
When I was 19 and I was still working hard. And today I can do something, but not as I was in 99. So it's a different. Laborer, working to support children. I alone without father. I worked at the center in La Plaine for 36 years.
Ma Topi spoke of a life of hard labor working at the Reneri estate for a few years, then the La Plaine Agricultural Center from 7 a.m. till 3 or 4 p.m., sometimes beginning her next day's tasks the day before just to lighten the load. She said that her hardships were for the survival of her children.
10 children, 5 alive, 5 died. But 3 boys not in Dominica. I don't even know where they are. And the two others is the 2 daughters that is with me.
When asked about her grandchildren, Ma Topi had to consult with the daughter at her side.
I cannot count grandchildren.
You have great-grandchildren?
Yes.
You cannot count that
For the
You can't come there, my
4 generations or 3? 3 generations.
3
generations. I have 3 generations on the 100 years.
Ma Topi described the struggles that she endured raising her children without help from their father since her husband died in 1957 when her last son was a mere 6 months old. The centenarian is a La Plainian through and through. According to her, she was born, raised, married, and bore all of her children in La Plaine. She told me the only time she lived outside of La Plaine was after the death of her parents while she was a child, when she spent 14 years in Salibir. I heard it mentioned during the church service that Ma Topi liked breadfruit tortor, made by crushing boiled breadfruit with water and rolling the mixture to make balls. So I asked her about that. Ma Topi laughed heartily and replied that that meal was one of necessity.
Well, that was a hard time. That time you can get food but not meat. If I had to have a little meat, I must go in the river to dip my hand on the stone, to take a cribish, to take a seaweed, to go and boil it. One day I woke up in the morning, I have nothing. Those children, they started to become big children now, so I don't have much. I don't have nothing to eat. I put a yampen to boil. And when the yampen cook, I take the glow yampen, I put in a kui, and I peel it on yampen. I eat it. When I finish it, what I say, this is a menti, the queen n'a mangé mais passé moi.
That being said, I had to find out what this centenarian liked.
I like, you see me, the best thing if you give me now, I'll drink is a cup of coffee. It's a coffee and my food. I doesn't eat nothing, those things in the tin that bring it tin today. I prefer to roast a seaweed and eat it than something in the tin. My tonton, my food, and I like my Catholic Church. That is the first thing when I wake up in the morning, is my Catholic Church, my prayer.
Her great-granddaughter, though, shared what she knew of Matopi's likes.
She don't request for too much. She just simple like the basic of ground food, the provisions. She like culture, she like the music, she like jumping, she like to dance, she like to sing. That's basically.
Keisha told of Matopi's strong cultural influence in her life that inspired her to perform as a cultural dancer. Joselle Prosper, a friend of the family, had this to share.
She's a joyful person. She likes to go out. She enjoys cricket and other sporting activities. She don't eat any pastas and outside. All she concentrates on is the food we grow.
Of Matopi's two remaining daughters, Cecilia Esprit and Hilda Prosper, Cecilia spoke with me during the reception about what life was like being raised by Matopi.
It was joy growing up as a young girl with my mom as a single parent. She worked hard. She didn't send us so much to school because she could not. We had to be lingering home and here and there where she had to be in the bush trying to feed us with the crayfish, the seaweed, and maniku, kawai of course. And she worked very hard.
Hilda, her primary caretaker, identified with her mother's hardships.
She was very hard on us, you know, because it was she alone, and she used to leave us at home. I'm older than her. I used to take care of my brothers and sisters after me, while my mother is in the bush taking care of food and whatever in the river to feed us, you know. But it was hard, but by the grace of God, she go through, and then we survived.
Both daughters expressed how proud they are of their mother. Before I could ask the burning question on my mind, Matopi volunteered her secret to longevity.
My life is a history. And that history, I can tell you, it brings a blessing. Understand? I was charitable. I was friendly with everybody. I was do things for people. When people were sick, I always take care of them, what I can do. See, I always do everything. Everybody loves me. Where I pass, I will get one or two people friendly with me. I cannot say nothing about my life, except I doesn't take misery for nothing. I have to die, I don't care. God will give me something tomorrow. I weeding my yard, I making my garden. I doing everything. I take my axe and split wood. I was doing everything. I like to do everything. I don't sick, I doesn't say. I like everything. What I have get to do today, I doing it with good heart.
A significant number of well-wishers added to the festivities in Matopi's honor, and she had smiles and kisses for each person. She didn't neglect to whisper to the Cavaliers that she would be attending the game the following Sunday. Dominica must hold the secret to longevity to have nurtured this vivacious and obviously much-loved centenarian who still has such a passion for sports, culture, people, and life. Congratulations, Matopi, on turning 100.
And that's the English segment of the news. McPherson St. Luce comes up next with the Creole highlights.
Allô tout le monde, bienvenue à cette nouvelle en créole. Non, moi c'est McPherson St. Luce. Premièrement, l'organisation Ectel issue un report pour l'année 2010-2011. Parole cela sorti au ministère Telecoms, Honorable Ambrose George. Si l'homme ministre George, report là comme tout qui Dominique fait bien bon.
Ça, review à porter, c'est qui secteur, la telecommunication secteur région, Ectel région, il grandit 6% avec il mène l'argent en ces pays pour l'argent 85 millions de dollars en Ectel member state. Mais pour Dominique, comme pays, pourquoi ça report, un reviewer dit, il dit qu'en Dominique, investissement en télécommunication secteur, il grandit à 25% en Dominique. Avec Eastern Caribbean Bank, là, qui a dit aussi qui valait grandit secteur à Dominique, il a représenté 6,7% pour l'année 2010.
En notre nouvelle, le gouvernement Dominique bien servi qu'a concerné le développement sustainable et puis plan pour pousser devant. Parole cela sorti au ministère Everyone, Honorable Dr. Kenneth Darrow. Honorable Darrow, c'est officier délégation Dominique qui attendait sommet de développement sustainable qui prend place en Rio, Brésil, en semaine cela.
Dominique, nous assisé comme gouvernement, comme monde, because stratégie ça c'est pas un but toujours dit que le ministre avait ministre avait fait. Ça c'est un but qui fait nous fait durant un année à tiers là nous éviter toute qualité monde private sector NGOs tout département gouvernement et nous assises et nous dit ça c'est garde la nouvelle Dominique aller marcher forward. So nous cas document ça nous créer climate resilience strategy avec le carbon pathway ça c'est main document là nous présenter pour la terre à Rio ça c'est semaine prochaine et que là nous présenter papier ça là nous savons comment nous commencer taper l'argent taper financing si c'est grant money si c'est low concessionary loans pour développer ces programmes ça nous identifier en stratégie ça là because sa stratégie a il montre nous c'est priority areas là nous ni en Dominique et ça c'est areas qui affecté par climate change ça c'est bagay contre agriculture fisheries infrastructure chimie c'est bien ça là c'est different worlds.
Officier qui en charge curriculum français en ministre éducation Mary-Ann Augustus Francis qu'a fait parole qui langage français ça joué un part bien significant en curriculum éducation Dominique. Francis fait parole ça là comme ministre éducation qui organisé festival français à l'école en Dominique semaine passée.
C'est teacher à l'école là, nous mada, nous obligés de montrer français, c'est l'école là. Mais ça nous a fait, on va appeler chaque fois, si nous prenons cette là l'école secondaire, c'est bon difficile. So ça nous a fait non, nous a fait yo apprendre français depuis l'école primaire et puis nous l'autre teacher yo dédié pour ça et puis yo a fait bien puis cette monde là et puis c'est là yo nous a ni résultat déjà qu'a dit forme 1 et puis forme 2 cette monde là qui sorti de l'école primaire qui déjà connaît français yo a fait bien en ça. So nous bien contents et puis nous féliciter toutes ces teachers comme Dwayne Drygo, Hannah Massey Conte, Lodio, même principal que Alice Laronde et les autres, Kathleen John Louis, tout ça, yo a fait bien et puis à traitement cette team là a fait bien et puis yo compte pour descendre pour choquer ça aujourd'hui.
Et puis finalement, ministère touriste et puis même parlement pour Guantas Honorable Ian Douglas, qui a fait parole qui discussion gouvernement qui a concerné crime et puis violence autant significant. Honorable Douglas fait parole pendant le panel qui était chaîne à Guantas. Ministre Douglas fait parole qui est autant important contre crime et puis violence qui a découragé l'investissement et puis ça même qui a détruit le développement local. Et des villes Guantas n'ont autant potentiel pour investissement étranger. Plusieurs monde qui dépendent de ce investissement et spécialement Honduras University. Honorable Douglas Kakoué a si tout résident en Guantans pour gommer au compte tout aspect crime et puis violence en deuxième ville. Là. Messieurs, mesdames, ça c'est tout pour nouvelles en créole pour à présent. Non, moi c'est McPherson St. Luce. Au revoir.
When we come back, we'll bring you a few upcoming events and government notices. Do stay with us.
You're watching GIS.
Time now for the government notices. The general public is asked to note that registration for the Adult Education Annual Summer Program, carded for July 9 to August 24, is now open. For information on the courses being offered, interested persons are asked to contact the following numbers based on your area. Southwest Adult Education Division on 22 Kennedy Avenue, telephone numbers 266-3305 or 266-3356. North Adult Learning Center, Portsmouth, telephone numbers 445-5101 or 285-7149. Northeast Learning Center, Benz, telephone numbers 445-3125 or 225-3743. Southeast Rivière-Syrique, telephone number 225-6292 or contact any of the area's village councils. West, telephone numbers 225-8885 or 266-3305. South, telephone numbers 266-3305 or 613-7576. East, contact any of the area's village councils or call telephone number 612-3091. In keeping with the provisions of Section 5 and 11 of the Electricity Supply Act No. 10 of 2006, the Ministry of Public Works, Energy and Ports solicits applications from suitably qualified and interested persons to serve on the 5-member Independent Regulatory Commission, or the IRC, for the electricity sector in Dominica. Successful applicants are expected to serve for a period between 2 and 3 years, effective July 1st, 2012. Applicants should possess substantial experience and sound qualifications in law and/or substantial legal regulatory experience relevant to the electricity industry. Alternatively, he or she should be qualified and experienced in accounting, finance, and/or business management. Copies of the Electricity Supply Act No. 10 of 2006 are available from the government printery. Applications, including curriculum vitae, should be sent under confidential cover to the attention of the Honorable Minister, Ministry of Public Works, Energy and Ports, Government Headquarters, Kennedy Avenue, Roseau, Commonwealth of Dominica, and should reach by June 29, 2012. Up next is your tip of the day. Today we'll share with you a few shopping tips. Write a list before you go shopping and stick to it. You should never go into a store without a strong idea of what you will be buying while in there. Make a careful plan of what you'll buy before you go, then stick strictly to that list when you go to the store. Don't put anything in the cart that's not on the list, no matter how tempting, and you'll come out of the store saving a bundle. And that's National Focus. As usual, we invite your suggestions or comments, so please feel free to drop us an email at gis@dominica.gov.dm, or you can visit our website at news.gov.dm, or you could visit our GIS Dominica page on YouTube and Facebook. On behalf of the entire news production team, I'm your presenter, Tarnia Green. Thank you so much for watching, and do remember to join us again tomorrow.